We're now headed to Aswan. We're flying from Cairo and we're going to be staying in a Nubian village, which I believe is a small island. So super excited for this, and I think we're staying in Aswan for about 3 days, and we're gonna do small day trips as well. We just landed in Aswan, the land of gold. Ooh. So right now we're driving to the Nubian village, but to get there we actually have to first of all drive all the way from the airport, which is across the bridge, and right now we just crossed the bridge, all the way up to this point, the Aswan old souks. And once we get there, which is the old market right there in Aswan, and once we get there we just take a transfer onto a small boat and we transfer and go and cross this water body to get to the island, and that's where the village is. And so it's a really small island in the middle of the Nile River. And so just to like show you this is the island we're going to be on, just to show you how small it is. That's the Nile, and we zoom out and that's Egypt. And so just a 20-minute drive and then a small transfer onto a boat and a short boat ride and we'll be there. Okay, update. Our boat is really cute and small. Oh my god, look, there's so many cats. I think they're friends. Yep, yeah. The rocks are a little bit uneven here. Oh, look at this. They have this like Gee, is this a boat? No, this looks like a boat upside down. Oh, it's like an in-water like platform. It's the boat. Are you excited for the boat ride, Tia?
Very. Yes.
Crossing the Nile at 2 a.m.
I'ma jump, I'ma jump. Okay. Oh no.
You have to jump.
Oh god.
Jump.
Jump?
Yeah, you jump.
Oh no.
If the boat goes away with Nana. Nana and Bai party, we can push the boat. It's oh, thanks. And I'll help you with Nico. Jump, Nana.
Give me your hand. Jump. Give me your hand. Your hand. No, your hand. You jump. 1 minute.
Oh man, we're typing that.
They were able to jump without getting wet, Nana.
Did you record me at least?
Yeah, I got you falling in the water.
I didn't fall.
If you don't successfully jump to land, that's falling. Okay. So this is our Airbnb for the night. It's so nice. It's so nice. I don't know why. We thought it would be like much smaller, but it's so nice. 2 bedrooms, and then a kitchen, and then the bathroom back over there. And then I don't know what this door is. I'm seeing it for the first time. Okay, this does not open, whatever this door is. And let me see the. Wait, there's no shower?
No, there is.
Oh, it's a bucket.
No, it's not. There's an actual shower. I'm just scared that like the water's gonna spill everywhere, so if someone just like going to the bathroom after, it'll be all wet.
No, there's a range here.
I can see that. I can see that.
She's spoiled. Let's see what the view's like from outside. Okay, I feel like these windows are. Okay, I don't think any of these open, but. Okay, yeah, I don't think any of them open, so it's kind of like fake windows, I guess. But look at this room. This is right outside our Airbnb. It's kind of the area where I think it's like a mix of tourists and local Nubian people. So I'm just gonna take you through the streets of our neighborhood for the next 2 days. And we're taking a boat right now to go to the mainland of Aswan, so that we can see the High Dam today and another island here. So there are a lot of like narrow pathways here, and the rocks are like uneven, so you have to watch your step when you walk. Yeah. Oh, look at this door, it's so nice. See?
Yeah.
So, we're on the ferry right now, but basically behind me there are like large cruise ships, and we're basically doing the same tour as them. Like, we're stopping at the same temples on the way and making our way up to Cairo, except we go to Hurghada to go scuba diving in a bit, but basically a tip is like the cruise is also nice, but it's almost 5 times the cost as just making your own trip with a driver and staying at like your own Airbnb and stuff. So something to be wary of if you're traveling on a budget. Like, definitely recommend just like driving up, because it's almost the same thing, and also you do get a lot of time on the Nile regardless. It's so beautiful right now. Like, we're in the High Dam point in Aswan, and if you look at the Nile right there, look at that. We
just got these hats.
Yep, new hats. And we're headed to the Philae Temple. I keep saying it wrong. It's Philae Temple, for which we have to go on a ferry. And also remember, there's a student discount, so get your student IDs. So this is the Philae Temple, and it's pretty astounding. So apparently they actually moved it to this island a while ago, because the other one got moved during the creation of the dam, but it's supposed to be like the exact same pieces and the exact kind of layout. And so the boats kind of dock right there, and then you enter into this like large expanse, and then the temple continues, and you see all of these like different pillars and room-like areas where you can imagine people used to come and sit, and there was like a community area, and if you go out, there's like, you can see the Nile River, which has some fantastic views from this temple. And there are also some really nice windows that give you like this very beautiful contrast between the Nile River, modern boats, and just ancient like architecture.
In the ancient Egyptian language.
Wow, so this is the last engraving in the ancient Egyptian language in Egypt. So we just left right now, and we are headed to Abu Simbel. So it is currently about 7 a.m. Okay, but the roads are uneven, so we're gonna be careful. And the boat's right there. We're headed to Abu Simbel. It's a 2.5 hour drive by car. And of course we're gonna take the boat to get off the island to the main land. And in Abu Simbel we're gonna see this temple. And then from there, we spend 2 hours there, and then we drive back. The drive there is like through the desert, so it's like a very isolated drive, but still very, very fun, because we get to see the Sahara Desert like in early hours, which will be beautiful. Hopefully we hit it. Oh no, we missed sunrise, but we'll hit it like right in the peak, like I think peak time on the way back, like for golden hour, which will be really fun. And then from there tonight, we're hoping to just go out into the city, talk to people, maybe get mehendi done, and go from there. So this is the view on our drive. We're more than halfway past on the way to Abu Simbel, and so it's getting more like the desert. We see some dunes starting to form, and it seems like we're going deeper into the desert and almost at Abu Simbel. If you look that way, we're about 70 miles from the Sudan border. So we've entered the museum. This is the visitor center. This is what we're going to see in real life in a much bigger scale. And then this is like the history that we're going to be reading before we walk in. And our guide is not allowed to come with us into the actual temple. So we're going to learn about it first, and then we're going to go and see this in person. Always remember the student discount. This is amazing. This is Abu Simbel. This is the one that the king built for himself. So the 4 statues in the front are of Ramses II. He built it for himself. The second one is broken because there was an earthquake 7 years after it was built, back in like the 1200s. Yeah, 1200 BC. And then if we look over there, we see the same thing but for the queen. Look how much smaller it is. Okay, so basically here this is 30 meters tall, the whole thing. The statues are 20 meters tall, and if you look at the queens, I think it's about 1/3 that size. But just look at the magnitude of that. It's so magnificent. So we're gonna be going inside soon, and I will record that so we can kind of see the inside layer. And so it kind of works with the solstice. So basically when the sun comes in, it's able to shine a light on 3 of the statues inside, but one of them is the goddess of darkness. So it was basically built cleverly so that the goddess of darkness doesn't have light on the statue. So it was angled perfectly. The statue was actually moved in 1964. It used to be 60 meters under this water right here. This is the Nile, but then UNESCO was like, please have a solution to raise it up because the water level was rising, so they're like, please have a solution to save this temple. And so the solution was they cut it into pieces and moved the entire thing up over here, and then now here it is. Oh, these are the priests, I think, carrying the king. Like, it's in the carvings. Oh, so yeah, look, the cartouche.
India.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. There's so many rooms like that in this temple, which just have a bunch of engravings inside. All these statues. You keep going inside. And then these are the 4 statues inside. The 3 on these side actually get the light when the solstice hits, and then the statue at the ending is the goddess of darkness, so it doesn't actually, the light doesn't actually shine on it. Happy New Year, everyone. It is January 1st today, and we're driving from Aswan to Luxor with a stop at the Edfu Temple. And so it's going to be quite a long drive, I believe, with traffic and everything. It's about 3.5 hours to Edfu, and then another 2.5 hours to Luxor, plus or minus hours based on traffic. But yeah, really chill day, just driving mostly and going to see this temple, and Happy New Year. We're leaving Elephantine Island and Aswan today, and we're going to start driving to Luxor with a stop at Edfu Temple. But look at a great way to leave Elephantine Island. Look how beautiful this is. So we've just arrived at Edfu Temple, and there are all of these markets outside. And it's so funny, I just went to like the shop and I told him we would come back after I told him that we would come back after we finished seeing the temple, and I was like, no, I remember, it's the last shop, and he said that he would give me a business card, so he gave me a business card, and on the business card it says last shop, which is so clever. One of the most clever thing I've seen, because here it's hard to like distinguish yourself, right? Because everyone's selling very similar products, and there's like 20 shops right in front, so to get tourists is like, it's hard, but I thought this was very clever. So we'll be returning to that shop. Always remember your student discount. This is for Edfu Temple. Scanning it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, all of the tickets are like the exact same, except the name is different. So like when you went to the pyramids of Giza, the Edfu Temple, Abu Simbel, really anything. It's because like the tourism is very regulated in Egypt. The government definitely like has a big hand in it. So like everything, like prices, everything like non-negotiable. Everything is very regulated. And then of course the student discount has the S on it. So make sure you get that. And now we've entered the complex of Edfu Temple. So we're just entering the temple right now. See the 2 falcons right here, and the crown on top of this falcon is the crown of Egypt. And so if you see the outer part, that's the like the outer part, and the inside part of the crown represent Lower and Upper Egypt. So both together represent the entire crown of the like total of Egypt, because it used to be Lower and Upper Egypt. And the carving's immaculate. Walk in. So this is some kind of hallway right outside on the exterior of the temple, but it's still blocked off. So outside there is just like the area where we parked and where the markets are, outside that wall. And then this wall is covering the temple. And then there's this like inside area where people can walk and relax. I'm not sure exactly what it was used for back in 240 BC. But right now, it just is a beautiful walkway with all of these carvings that are still incredibly intact. We've now arrived in Luxor, and we're staying in the Steigenberger Hotel on the Nile. pretty big difference from the Nubian house, which I actually really grew to love a lot. So it is a big difference. It's like a hotel. And I think there's a swimming pool. So me and my sister are gonna try swimming tonight. And it's a view of the Nile. And since we're facing the west, I think we're actually going to be able to see the sunset today over the Nile, which is going to be really cool. We are only here for one night and we're leaving here early morning. And tomorrow morning we're going to kind of like explore Luxor, which is going to be really fun. We're going to see the Valley of the Kings and the Karnak Temple. About to head into the swimming pool and look at the view from the pool. That's the pool right there, and that's the Nile River. Today we're heading to the Karnak Temple. So I wasn't actually able to go to Valley of the Kings, but my sister did, and so she has gotten some fantastic videos and pictures. So I'll be kind of doing a quick tour of that and adding some of those videos. Of course, my narration won't be there, but we are headed now to the Karnak Temple, which is one of the most famous temples actually in Egypt, and really excited to kind of show you the beauty of the Karnak Temple. The layout of the temple. Right now we're at the entrance over there.
Not even there yet.
Oh, not even there yet. We're going to be at the entrance over there. We have 1 hour to see this temple. So I don't know, Suya, what's the game plan? I think we're basically going to try walking through and getting kind of a sense of the architecture, and then also like the open fields. I'm not even sure if you can see from that wall to this wall with like the naked eye, but let's go check it out. Again, student discount and same type of ticket for Karnak Temple. This is the largest temple in Egypt. We're entering. So this is the entrance of the Karnak Temple. We're just about 20 meters in, and see, like it's just gigantic. Like this is just one wing of the temple. It was built. I'll have to double check actually, but so basically the carvings are still there for the most part. Again, like it's not the most well-preserved temple, like the one we saw yesterday in Edfu, but it is one of the largest ones. Like the size of this pillar, for example, these are the size of normal human beings, and this is the size of the pillar. And there's all of these like areas where, you know, there's not like a clear walkway, but there's like all of these pillars. We can just go on the side, and there's also some blocked off areas because I think they're restoring still some of these temples. But this was discovered a while ago, and some of the statues still are very broken. Was starting to be built in 1800 BC, and every dynasty they would add sections. So for example, this column section, about 132 columns among these two sections, was built in 1279 BC, versus the entire like temple area started in the 1800 BC. So it is a long project across generations and dynasties, and that's why it is one of the largest, or not one of the largest temple in all of Egypt. Exiting the 18th dynasty, the 19th dynasty, moving into the 18th dynasty, about the 1550 time, BC time. And so this is before Ramses II and before Seth I, and this is what they built, like these obelisks. And this was before all of the columns were built. So you can imagine, like in the end of the 18th dynasty, there was none of this. The temple kind of just ended right over here. So this way right here, if we keep walking about 2,700 meters, around 3 kilometers that way, we will hit the Luxor Temple, which is what we passed when we were driving here. And so of course that's the pillar column that we just came from. And that way it is the Temple of Bideh, and they are still restoring it right now. As you can see, it's kind of broken there, and they are restoring it. And so one of the things to know is that Karnak is a complex of temples. It means the citadel. And so there are all of these different temples within Karnak itself. So it's Karnak Temples, plural. And so they just used to keep adding on to it in different dynasties, and there are all of these different temples in this one area. But before the 18th dynasty, Egypt was actually occupied by another group of people, and so there was no real temples here that were really being built. The second and his daughter, Ramses II is the one who has like hundreds of statues of him, and this is the one where Abu Simbel with the 4 statues in front, it was all Ramses II, so clearly he was someone who was very self-focused.
This is Valley of the Kings. You have the tombs right there. There is one more here, one more there, one here. Look at the hustle bustle and the number of people. And we are walking to Seti 1 tomb, which is supposed to be the best preserved with all the colors. 100% of the colors in there yet still.
So we've completed our trip from Aswan to Luxor, seeing several temples on the way. It was just a fantastic experience. I'm seeing all of the ruins and all of the ancient history. If you're planning on making this trip, a couple of things to remember is just that in the market, definitely bargain. You can almost lower their initial price by about 60%. So make sure you're not overpaying, because they know in these tourist areas that some people don't know to bargain. Also, please remember your student discounts. If you are a student, all you need is a picture of your student ID at all of these places. And also, when planning a road trip, make sure that when you're crossing different cities, there are different roads where they actually close the borders. So when you're driving from Aswan to Luxor, for example, you will have to start at a certain time to make sure they don't close the gates before you arrive there. So make sure to check out those 3 things. But overall, it was just a fantastic road trip. Definitely recommend, if you're coming to Egypt, to make sure to incorporate Aswan and Luxor into your journey.